Hello, collective, and thank you so much for tuning in to the full length. In case you guys were wondering, this is a very new deck, so this isn't actually a card. I'm gonna just put that to the side here. Okay, let's dive in deeper. So you already had the Hermit and negative thinking. So again, just kind of, something about the full moon could be very significant, collective. I do think we have a full moon coming up in a couple of weeks, or maybe even next week. I think it might be next week. Anyways, but yeah, in this rendition of the Hermit, the mountains to me actually signify like future problems that maybe just aren't being addressed yet, and that's okay. As we know, the Hermit is a scholar. It's someone who spends their time alone, like a lone wolf kind of energy. But again, when it's followed by this 10 of Swords or 10 of Air in this deck, to me, it really feels like, there's this need to get out of your head, collective. There's this need to change the way you've been thinking about things. It's okay to take time for yourself, of course, and take rest where it's needed. Relaxation, goes without saying, but there can be a point where it's like, are you resting and do you need space, or are you just staying in your comfort zone, right? Sun of Water, so this would be Page of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. Yeah, so definitely the pages are kind of more young, foolish, definitely another full moon being depicted here, so definitely significance there. Notice the Hermit is on Earth, more mountain kind of energy, and so you have more earth energy here, air, and then water. So I'm curious to see if fire comes out for you at all, collective. It feels like there's this need, this call for balance. It feels like you're one step away from completion. You're about to move out of the 10 of Swords, which is completion, knowing something is coming to an end, for better, for worse, painful endings, thinking of something that may have ended that we didn't want it to, right, collective? And it's important to not get caught up in the should have, would have, could have's, right? That's what I'm hearing. And with Page of Cups or Sun of Water in this deck, it really is, I definitely think this call to get like reacquainted with your feelings, collective. That's what I'm hearing. Like, fall in love with your feelings again, because they're not here to hurt you. They're not here to demonize you. We are all human, okay? Yeah, 3 of Cups. Get out there, collective. Get out there and celebrate. The Hanged Man, I think you've spent too much time in your own space, in your own energy. I think you're starting to realize you need to see things from a new perspective here. I think you're realizing you're kind of looking out over the shore. It feels like you could be waiting on someone to make a decision, someone to make the first move. And if that's the case, collective, we don't do that. I'm just teasing, but yeah, Justice, yeah, it definitely feels like the scales. You could be dealing with a Libra. It feels like you're waiting on an air sign to make a decision. And collective, if that's your story, like, just know that you also hold power in this decision, whether it's theirs to make or not. Let me just say this, if this is in regards to a love connection, if they have to decide and it's taken more than a second, 2 seconds, just remember that, right? That could never be me waiting on someone to decide like that. I'm just saying. Yeah, 5 of Swords, more air energy. So it feels like someone's going from the 10 to the 5. So you're taking swords out, right? You're taking your swords out. You're looking, it almost feels like someone's looking for, like, I don't want to say it, but revenge. That's kind of the, trickery, sneakiness, deceit. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck, you guys. And I actually just looked over at this deck I set down. I would have to double check, but I believe Two of Air, inner peace, that would also translate to the Two of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite. Air is represented by swords, right? There's definitely a decision either you or someone is trying to make. And the more you wait on it, the more difficult it's gonna be. The more your person waits on it, the more difficult it's gonna get. The more people are going to try to sway opinions and buy over and blah, 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 right? But it feels like the only reason this is taking so long, whether you or your person, is because, you know, this really does feel like, oh, you know, this is such an important decision. It's an important decision, one that shouldn't be taken lightly. You have two twos coming up. So the number 2 could be important. February. No, well, technically 3 twos with this Two of Air. Yeah, so something about the number 2 could definitely hold significance. Could be a birthday, anniversary, the 2nd, February. Could be definitely dealing with a water sign collective. There's a lot of water coming out here. Cups, right? Spirit, angels, ancestors. What is collective's best course of action for this? What is collective's best course of action for this energy? Queen of Pentacles, stay on your throne and attract. We don't chase, right? Exactly like kind of how I said, like it can never be me waiting on someone to decide. Keep it moving. You know, if they can't decide, that's not your fault. I think you know that you're worth more than a decision, right? Earth energy. Yeah, channel your earth energy. Stay grounded. Remember your worth. Remember that good things are not going to come to you immediately. Knight of Pentacles, while the most fruitful, in my opinion, is also the slowest moving knight in the deck. We also have 8 of Wands here. Communication. So I think if someone is waiting on a decision, finally in the near future, it feels like someone could be coming to a decision, communicating that to you. It does kind of feel like, though, collective, you may already intuitively have an idea of what they're going to choose with this Justice card, and also with the Queen of Pentacles and with the Hermit. You know, it feels like you've been doing your own introspection. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to leave that there for tonight, collective. Just kind of keeping the reading short. So I hope this did resonate. If it did, please like and subscribe. And as always, stay tuned to the channel.